A few months ago, one of my closest friends from grad school and I went to Trevor Noah's book tour in New York. Little did I know that I would leave the event trying to evaluate the difference between two concepts: patience versus wasting time. I'll tell you how this happened. So I came in from Georgia the day of the show and planned to return home the next day. My friend Alana lives in Manhattan and had worked a long shift before catching up with me in Brooklyn for we had an early dinner slash late lunch just before the show. And the show was going to happen in Brooklyn. And so after dinner, she had leftovers, which she took with her to the event center. And she was required to drop it off at the service point slash bar just before going into the event center. We went for the event, thoroughly enjoyed it. And after the event, Alana had to go get her bag from the service point. And then she would head to Manhattan and then I to my hotel. There was a decent sized line to pick up the item she had left at the service point. I knew I had to get back to the hotel early, wake up early to catch my flight. She had to go to work. There were a few people ahead of us, so we waited and it finally got to the front. The staff member who was supposed to assist us was engaged in a conversation with someone else. We waited for about a minute, but he kept talking. I noticed our bag was sitting right there on the counter. I confirmed with Alana if that was ours, and she said yes. So I signaled to the guy to come give us the bag, and he came in, took the ticket from me, and handed the bag over to us without even breaking his conversation with the other person. This led to a debate between Alana and I. Was I impatient, or were we simply wasting time? I am your negotiation coach, Dr. Gloria Esoimeme. I'm a board-certified internal medicine physician with a master's in global health and a PhD in health services policy and management. In this episode, I will be exploring the difference between patience and pure waste of time. So Alana felt I had been impatient while I believed we were unnecessarily waiting when the solution was right in front of us. We both had our valid points, which made me think about how many professional women face similar dilemmas. So where do we draw the line between being patient and wasting our time? This conversation extends beyond minor inconveniences like waiting at the service point. It applies to significant career decisions. When to ask for a raise, when to take on more responsibilities, when do we push for a promotion, or when do we move on to a new job? This led me to the Cambridge Dictionary. The Cambridge Dictionary defines patience as the ability to wait or to continue doing something despite difficulties, or to suffer without complaining or becoming annoyed. This definition made me question. So if I feel underpaid, do I have to be patient? When does patience turn into stagnation? So as I looked in the dictionary for the phrase time wasting, interestingly, there was no clear-cut definition of time wasting. Instead, the dictionary uses a soccer analogy. I don't know if it's soccer or football. It uses some analogy describing it as the offense of intentionally taking too long to take a goal kick or throw in. So this implies a deliberate delay in progress, something we can also relate to in our careers. So how do we balance these two concepts? How do we ensure we are being patient for the right opportunities rather than simply wasting time and allowing our careers to stagnate from lack of movement? I have 3 strategies to help navigate this balance. The first strategy is to understand the natural process. So my definition, this is Gloria's definition of patience in terms of negotiation, is waiting the natural time it takes for a process to occur. Pregnancy takes 9 months. Medical school takes 4 years. Building a successful business takes time. Losing weight takes time. and some skills require time to master. Similarly, certain professional milestones require a natural progression. So if the expected time frame to achieve that milestone has elapsed, then it's time to evaluate your situation to determine if you're being patient or if you're just wasting your time. So the second strategy, evaluate your current position. So ask yourself, is this role helping me move towards my career goal? Or am I learning any new skills that will be valuable in the future? Am I gaining valuable experience? Do I feel challenged and engaged, or am I just stagnant? So there's a fine line between patience and wasting time. Patience would involve gaining skills, building relationships, and positioning yourself for the next step. Wasting time, on the other hand, is staying in a role that no longer serves you, where you're not learning, advancing, or feeling fulfilled. If you're waiting for things to change but still no real path forward, it might be time to take action rather than simply hope for improvement. So regularly evaluating your current position ensures that you're making intentional choices about your career. If you find out that patience is paying off, stay the course. But if you're merely waiting with no real progress, it might be time to explore new opportunities that better align with your goals. Number 3, I want you to benchmark against others. I'm not competitive at all. However, I strongly recommend comparing the career trajectories of your peers when evaluating your own progress. So you take on a new role. I want you to look into how long others in similar positions typically stay before advancing and what path they take next. Understanding these patterns can help you set realistic expectations for your own growth. So there's a difference between being patient and falling behind. If your peers have transitioned into new opportunities while you remain at the same place without clear progress, it may be a sign to reassess your strategy. Are you actively developing the skills and relationships needed for advancement? Or have you settled into a comfort zone that's keeping you stagnant? Use this insight not as a comparison trap, but as a tool to ensure you're making the most of your time and moving forward with purpose. Now, I promised I was going to give 3 strategies, but I'll give you a bonus strategy. And that bonus strategy is for you to talk to your mentors. So mentors have more experience and can provide perspective on whether you are in a period of growth where you're gaining invaluable experience, which requires patience, or if you're simply wasting your time. They can offer insights into the right moment to act as well. So, patience and time wasting, they are often 2 sides of the same coin. Patience is necessary for growth, but staying in a situation longer than necessary can hinder progress. Understanding the difference requires self-awareness, research, and guidance from those with more experience. I'll leave you with some key points to remember. Patience is waiting for the natural time it takes for a process to occur. Time wasting happens when there is no progress despite waiting. Evaluate your position to ensure it aligns with your career goals. Research how others in similar roles have advanced. Seek advice from mentors to gain clarity on your situation. So here's what I want you to do this week. Take a step back and assess your current position. Is it leading you towards your career goals? The key is to ensure that your patience is strategic, not passive. Don't just wait. Evaluate, plan, and act when the time is right. I will leave you with this. Always remember that you were born with the potential to be great. To be that woman who takes control over the direction of her career and not one who's merely hoping for change. That's my goal for you as you continue to engage through my podcast and other materials for growth. If you want to fast track your growth, come work with me. You can reach me on LinkedIn. Let's schedule a strategy call to see if we are a good fit. Also, let me know if there are any topics you want me to discuss or if you have questions based on this episode. Send me a private message. Thank you for listening to this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Go be great. Thank you. Bye.